This is a revised version of the video I put up earlier here and recently took down. Mostly because I wasn't happy with the way it played out, with how the last video played out. Anyway, some people just don't know when to stop crossing lines. MarzGurl, aka Kaylin Delane Saucedo, is a case in point in this. Recently, she blabbed to the Houston Chronicle of Vic's recent marriage to newscaster Dominique Shoesh. Not sure if I pronounced the surname right, but whatever. After Vic had announced it on Twitch. Vic is someone he had met. Dominique is someone Vic had met around 20, 25 years ago when his and Dominique's careers were more or less in their infancy. They didn't know each other. They parted ways a bit. They've been slandered by the mainstream media, like for obvious allegation reasons that have never been proven. And Dominique, I don't know why. They met up again at Anime Matsuri last year. Spent some time being consoling each other over what's happened to them. And then, if I had to guess, in a relatively private ceremony, they married. Surprised Vic had this under wraps for almost a year. No, I have not been wrapped. Now be quiet and stay on topic. Anyway, in many ways, MarzGurl reminds me of a King Saul gender swap from the Bible. Basically, she may look handsome, beautiful, and tall for a woman. Trust me, she's not in either case. But what she does compare to Saul is that she is very deep in character flaws, dishonest, lacking in integrity and integrity, arrogant to never owning up to her mistakes, and in this case, we can add one different one: lacking in restraint, not understanding there are some lines you should never cross. Because she's a journalist, she thinks she can get away with everything. But sooner or later, and believe me, I'm hoping soon, when a certain orange man wins, should the certain orange man win the election, trust me when I say this, he's going after the mainstream when he's sworn back in. And when Kaylin finds this out, well, in my view, she's getting cuffed. I wouldn't mind seeing a new court case. People of the United States of America, if not the entirety of the state of Texas at the minimum, versus Crunchyroll / Funimation. Vic brought in as a witness. Hell, I wouldn't mind enlisting myself as a witness too. Me pointing out all of MarzGurl's depravities, bringing Elon to hack her Twitter account, and expose it for the whole world to see. Now she set all this up and has been getting away with it for 6.5 years. It'll probably go on 7 by the time we get to January, but the point is, Crunchyroll being found guilty, and many of the worst offenders being put behind bars. MarzGurl's case, I want her to lose her journalist license. Now, why is it until now I haven't put up a Stand With Vic video sans the Nick Rikea shock reaction video? And the video I deleted earlier this afternoon, just a few minutes ago, to try to revamp the one I did earlier. Well, it's a combination of Vic telling me to stop back in January. You might remember that video. And 2, I haven't had the time to do most of this. Do any of these. Since March, I haven't had the time to do most of these kinds of videos anymore. mostly due to the fact that my back, hips, neck, and shoulders have been out of whack because of my job. If anyone remembers an episode of Vic's Twitch streams in April, I revealed I got a job at Lowe's in the lawn and garden department, and it can be pretty strenuous. In the outdoor lawn and garden department, and that can be a bit strenuous at times for me. But for the most part, slowly but surely, keeping my mind on the job and other things helped clear out my mind. Kaylin, on the other hand, continues to be nothing more than a leech, a spoiled brat who continues to try to ruin Vic's life. I mean, for those wondering, that was one of the reasons I put out that video back in January where I basically went too far, saying things like I wanted to do to her in the ring, like what Shawn Michaels did to Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 22, to where this is just an example point, just to clear this up. And wouldn't want to do this to her now. At this point, I just want to see her burn herself out until she's finally brought to justice. Being exposed and brought to justice once and for all. Anyway, I even said I want to bury her ass alive, and so forth. Ooh, that's a big one. Getting these waxed soon. Anyway, at the very least, I only targeted voice actors like Chris Sabat, Sean Schemmel, Damon Mills, and so forth periodically, spacing them out. Sure, it made me come off still like a Vic Salad fanboy, but at least it was one who knew where to target his anger. MarzGurl, on the other hand, has been doing this to Vic for 6.5 years, 24/7. So who's more the psychopath, her or me? I ask you. And considering that I'm coming off relatively calm here, calm and reasonable these days. Ow! Kink in the neck. Anyway, will there be justice done if Trump wins the election? Should Trump win the election in 2024? We are 102 out from that. I say there will be justice done. Because if he loses, this country's fucked. We'll be forced into World War III. We'll lose. The Constitution will be destroyed. And America gets turned into a third world shithole. Simple and to the point if that happens. And you already have seen some of my more politically motivated videos. I was relating to the election, what I think is going to how I think it's going to play out. But getting back on topic, Kaylin, there were lines I should have never crossed, and I do regret them. You, on the other hand, have shown no remorse. And it proves that your whole campaign has never, like I've said before, it never is, it never was, and never will be about stopping pedophilia in the workplace, standing up for the victims, or anything like that. This is all about you trying to absolve yourself of over 10 years of guilt for working with and lionizing a legit pedophile in your old colleague Justin Carmichael, aka Jew Wario, a former Channel Awesome contributor who specialized in retro import games, who took his own life after Mike Mashad, yeah, Mashad, and the Walker brothers uncovered that he was a domestic, got complaints from other volunteers that he was a domestic groomer and a pedophile. In 2013, he was given his pink slip. A couple of months later, bullet to the head. And what happened at Con Bravos? That tribute panel to him. Now, I'm pretty sure it's been taken down from YouTube, as well as the litany of tribute videos given to people, given to Justin from people like some of your old coworkers like Lewis, aka Linkara, Bennett the Sage, Angry Joe, Doug, Allison, aka Obscurus Lupa, Paul slash Paw. Whatever happened to Paw anyway? Oh, he's focusing on raising his daughter. Oh, the nostalgia chick. It wouldn't surprise me if you pulled Yesu Taku out of the group in 2012. That said, this all boils down to the guilt MarzGurl feels for lionizing a legit pedophile. And this is her excuse, and going after Vic, at least in my view, is little more than her excuse to justify this sort of rotten behavior and line crossing. She doesn't care about anything but clearing her own conscience. And she's going about it in a very destructive, self-destructive manner. That's all I can say about this. All I'm asking for you, Kalen, to do is stop like I've more or less stopped. You can choose to be a better person. Because if you don't, this obsessive desire to see someone destroyed will destroy you. Because what goes around comes around. And I'm also saying this to your little squad of enablers to flat out stop. Choose to be a better group of people. instead of a bunch of whiny, manipulative cunts who are following around a false shepherd like a bunch of sheep. You may think, Kayla, Lynn, that I'm doing this to you on purpose, trying to ruin your life again. In this case, I'm not. I'm just telling you, you're doing this of your own choices. You chose to do this. There's always a choice, and you can choose to be better, but more often than not, you choose to be worse. Comment, like, and subscribe. This is Mets2128 signing out. Goodbye, and good fucking night. And this might as well be the last time I do one of these kinds of videos. Legit. Bang.